Hi, this is Pat, getting ready to do parenting. I will be right with you. Okay, so this is Pat's Prevention and Treatment Services parenting class. We are going to send in our homework today to Pat's Prevention and Treatment Services by emailing PAT at changeisachoice.org. So that is Pat, not with an S, but Pat at changeisachoice.org. And we're talking about parenting styles. So what I need you to do today is to get a piece of paper and print your first and your last name on it. Put today's date on it, please. And this is parenting class, if you could note that. The other thing that I want you to put on there would be the topic, which is parenting styles. Now, we're going to talk about a few parenting styles today. And first of all, I want to talk about just what is a parenting style. A parenting style is the way that we parent our children. So, first of all, on your piece of paper, I would like for you to write down what is your mission as a parent? What is your mission as a parent? Your mission. In other words, in the long run, down the road, what are you hoping for? What are you doing in your daily life to help your child to grow up into the person that you hope they will be? What are you providing on a regular basis, mentally, emotionally, spiritually, all psychologically? What are you providing? What is your mission? That's a big piece. And if you don't really get what mission is, I would ask that you take a minute after this video is completed and that you would look that up. Mission, MISSION, and see how that pertains to your parenting. Sorry, I'm working from home due to the events that are going on right now, and my dog is barking. I'm so sorry. Okay. The other thing is, in order for you to get credit for this, you will need to message me or email me or text me 217 766 9134. And I will need your first and last name and the class you are participating in. I say that because I have many classes that I am doing. So right now, I just need you to do that for me. Text me, email me, or message me. Let me know that you are attending today. If you are unable to do any of those things, hopefully you can send me something by snail mail that will allow me to know that you were here today. Okay, going back to our parenting styles, I'm looking over here for one moment. I have a few things that I've been working on and trying to keep up with. So, we're going to talk about the various ways that we parent our children and what are our goals. So, number one is we're going to talk about a style that is called authoritative. Now, if you're not sure what that is, you might want to look on the Facebook page, and there is information about what parenting styles we're talking about today. So, number one is authoritative, and this is regarded as one of the most effective parenting styles. This is easy to recognize because the child knows very clearly what the expectations are. They also know the consequences ahead of time. It's not something that is thrown on them in the heat of the moment. It's a supportive parenting style, encouraging parenting style, but at the same time, there are boundaries and limits. Kids are allowed to talk about what they're feeling and thinking, and they don't fear coming to talk to their parents. So fear comes in when children think that they may get punished for telling their parents what's going on. Now, many parents will say, my kids can come and tell me anything. But realistically, they can't, because parents are going to give their immediate response and opinion to whatever the child has brought to them. So therefore, instead of squashing them, the authoritative parent lets the child talk, explores the options, choices, and opportunities without making a judgment. Does that mean that we're going to let those kids just do whatever they want? No, of course there's guidelines and boundaries and limits, but the kids know that. And they also know that even if we don't agree with their opinions on things, that we are not going to browbeat them or be abrasive with them when they come to us, that we're going to listen and weigh the options. So this kind of a parenting style, again, or authoritative, encourages a child to have a good, productive relationship with their parents. How do you know if that's what you're doing? Does your child have structure? Do you have structure in their lives? The time to get up, time to go to bed, things that they can depend on? Do you have do you have expectations for your child, and your child absolutely knows what they are, and they are reasonable? They are child development age appropriate. They are not perfectionistic, understanding that humans are not perfect. Are they reasonable based on the world we're living in today and our own personal family situation? Do you have an open, healthy line of communication with your child so that they can speak without fear? One of the most important parts of the authoritative parenting style would be that the child feels safe to come and talk to you, that you are going to listen. They feel safe that you mean what you say and that you don't lash out in a moment of anger with a punishment, that they know what's going to happen. So those are some of the parts of authoritative parenting styles. There's another parenting style that we talk about, and it's called neglectful. The neglectful parent sometimes, well, most of the time, is just really not aware of what the child is involved in. They may be providing the basics of shelter, food, but other than that, there's not a lot of nurturing, not a lot of emotional support. This parent doesn't care to be involved with the kids' activities, usually does not know the child's teachers, does not really know the kids that the child is hanging out with, and does not really want to be involved. So the neglectful parent fosters long-term insecurities in a child. Child does not know the expectations, and there may not really be too many expectations. Children need to have reasonable expectations. I had a person tell me one time, an adult who was raised in a neglectful home, and he told me that there were basically no rules other than not to bother mom, and that there were no bedtimes, there was not an expectation of getting up and going to school and doing homework, those kinds of things. He said he made his own bedtime and got himself up for school and did his homework because he knew his friends had that in their life, and he wanted that. His mother did not provide that, but he did it anyway. Children want and need structure, supervision, and input from their parents. Neglectful parents don't provide these things, and children are often lost and feeling unloved, unimportant. The next parenting style I want to talk about is permissive parenting. The permissive parent loves their children. However, they want to be their child's friend. They don't want to be the bad guy. So they say yes a lot, even when they don't want to. They avoid confrontation with their children. They don't have or do not identify expectations and consequences. A permissive parent would be one that avoids conflict with their child. They want to be the child's best friend rather than being the parent that the child needs. Children crave a sense of structure. They need to know that their mom, their dad, whoever is raising them has their back. They want to have a good time and have fun with their kids or with their parents, but at the same time, they want to be able to depend on their parent, to be the parent, to say yes, to say no. Now, kids don't like to hear no, but looking back, most people will say they understand totally why their parents said no. If we love our kids, we want to be the parent, not the best friend. Okay, so children who grow up with permissive parenting often have an insecurity based on lack of set boundaries. Sometimes they have poor social skills because there's a lack of discipline or training, education. These kids oftentimes will become very self-centered, expecting the world to treat them that way. They also may be smart kids, but have little or no motivation. So therefore, they have poor academic success. The other big one is they have a hard time with authority. So that could be problematic in adulthood. One of the last styles I want to talk about today is called authoritarian. This is strict parenting. The rules are the rules, and there is no breaking of the rules. The expectations are often too too high and not developmentally appropriate and not reasonable. The punishments can also be very extreme and not fit the crime, so to speak. What happens is when there is strict rules that are not flexible or not negotiable, kids will, and discipline that is extremely harsh, kids will become sneaks. Yes, they will sneak around behind the parents' back. Why? They want to do stuff like other kids. They don't really understand why their parents are so strict. So they want to do what kids want to do. And so they're going to sneak around. The other thing is we are making them liars. Yes, strict parenting with extreme rules will cause children to sneak around and lie. So, if you find yourself punishing more frequently than explaining and communicating, you might be leaning toward authoritarian discipline. Now, what I want you to do for your homework is I want you to spend some time thinking about all the things that we said. I will email you this handout, and I want you to identify what portions of these parenting styles that you think you fit in. So, again, please let me know that you have attended. Please fill out a text, email, a message in the message box. Let me know you were here today and give me an address where I can email this handout to you. Please answer the questions involved, the questions that I asked you. And this week, I want you to pay very close attention to yourself, thinking back how you were raised. What style were you raised with? And how does that affect you today? Okay? Any questions? Be sure to email me or text me. And I will talk to you soon. Stay safe, stay well. Hopefully, we'll see each other in the flesh soon. Thank you. Bye-bye.